See, it's a great curse, you know, to have one of these people who've got a really good memory. But you don't try and remember things, but you just remember things. It's especially bad when, like, music you hate gets piped into you again and again and again and again and again and again. And suddenly you find yourself not knowing it. You didn't cross a line, but suddenly you know all the words to it. And it's fucking abysmal. And you're like, oh, every time I hear it, but it's a matter of, I know all the words to it. And it's like, oh. People think that it's a great thing to have this, you know, good memory, good recall. It's not. It's a double-edged sword. You remember loads of shit you never needed to know. Head full of it. See, one comes to mind is a song from what would be like 1980. Global super smash hit. In fact, probably the biggest selling record of the year, that year, was a song called Gloria by Laura Branigan. And if you don't know it, right, if you just type Gloria, right, into YouTube, it'll probably be the first thing that comes up. And it's a song, it's like really catchy. And it's like almost scientifically so. It's, and the song that it was, I mean, in essence, the original song, which was an acoustic song sung in Spanish that was then translated and stolen by a famous pederast called Jonathan King, who was, say, a darling one time of the BBC, a great big celebrity. But we've later learned he parlayed his celebrity just to get access to little lads. So it's like, this guy's got a strange kind of talent. And it's actually a talent for, it's a good ear and a talent for theft and plagiarism. But saying that, at the same time, a good eye for talent, he is the guy who discovered Genesis and was the kind of unpaid manager who fought for them for years, from being teenagers to get them a career. And they succeeded. He kept them together. So it's like a big deal, Jonathan King. But now you'll never hear about him anymore because he was outed as being someone who liked to pick up young lads off the street and drive them around in his fancy car, and, you know, chances are I'm of the bit of the other when the kids trusted him enough. So he's one of these guys going around giving sweets to kids saying, would you like a drive in my car? Or would you like a ride in my car? You were doing that. You'd be that infamous too. Well, no one would believe it to be true. That kind of perpetrator's got a hell of a lot of power. He can do whatever he wants because that little kid goes and says, man off the telly, touch me. It's like, really? Gloria. So Gloria goes something like, how does it go now? Where would you start it, at the beginning or where it kicks in at the chorus? Gloria, Gloria, I think they've got your number. Gloria, I think they've got the alias. Gloria, that you've been living under. Gloria, you really don't remember. Was it something that they said? Or the voices in your head calling Gloria, Gloria? I really think you're falling. If everybody wants you, why isn't anybody calling? You don't have to answer. Na na na. Keep them hanging on the line. Oh, calling Gloria. You see how I get going at it? Gloria. Good name. See, you know this trans thing, right? I can just switch to that. I can just pivot as to talk about the trans thing. Gloria was my original trans trouble. And it was now 25 years ago. 25-year anniversary since Gloria. Gloria's probably long since dead by now. Gloria was a vapid, boring, bullying if they could get away with it because you were at work and they were a customer. Homosexual. It's likely that he was someone who couldn't get on with men either, but he was certainly in the kind of way that they're funny around guys, gay men, in the funny that gay and dominant, wanted to dominate, but he didn't have the wherewithal, the intelligence, the size to dominate me. And he used to ring up with these great big fucking lists of things he wanted to buy, and he didn't buy any of them. He just got to you when he said, how much can you get me one of these for? 145. I can get it cheaper than that. How much can you get me one of these for? He was fucking vapid, boring, drain you. Someone would say, he said he's got a big order for you, and he's got nothing for you. He just fucking waste your time for an hour. Or a cunt. An absolute waste of fucking space. And he'd be like, can you leave a message for me, give me a call? And then he'd want you to call him, and you'd be like, I know what this is, he's going to waste my time for like fucking half hour. I'm going to try and get this over with as fast as I can. Really that bad. He never bought fuck all. Never bought nothing off me. I was somebody like talking to. More than likely somebody liked to try to pick on. Brian was a fucking wrong un, a weirdo. Waste hours of your time and give you nothing. Nothing. He just wanted someone to talk to. Somebody to torment. Who couldn't escape. So it seems that I must have been worth tormenting. I must have amused him. First gets it. Just to let you know for your information, okay, that as of Monday, you're to call me Gloria. Excuse me, Gloria. Well, never mind what it's about. Can you change the names on the system? So it's now actually I've changed my name, so it all reads Gloria. Oh, kind of, alright. So we change it to Gloria, and then it's like, bang. Salesman notes, go in there, asterisk, asterisk. Brian has become Gloria. Be careful what you say to this transgendered individual. And I put it up there as to say, watch what you fucking saying here. Be careful with this guy. Last week he was called Brian. Now he wants the records changing to reflect that he's called Gloria. So it goes in the notes. Database change. I'm not allowed to change an address in the system. That'd get me fired, but I've got to be able to keep the contacts on the accounts updated, because that is like primary business information. So I has to change it to Gloria, but like I say in the notes, Brian has become. Let's not see anyone else coming unstuck when this guy rings up like trying to put a voice on like this so he sounds a bit more feminine. Don't work, does it? You either got it or you haven't. A voice change is not something that's so easy. I love ringing people up where you ring up someone's phone or their direct number or mobile phone, and somebody else answers it, and it's like, fucking hell, you've had your voice changed. It's brilliant. But I don't think you can go and get your voice changed yet. So Brian's Gloria is very, very masculine sounding, but making an effort. So one day this guy, it's like I'm sick of this shit. I get sick where he's left a message, ring Gloria, and I'm like, fuck me, already started already, has it? Rings up. Hello, can I speak to... Bloke answers the phone. Hello? I says, Gloria? No, I'll go and get her. So he's got someone working with him who he's making go through that shit, but it's probably his boyfriend, I don't know. He'd have to be paying someone to work for him. No one's gonna, with any kind of choice, be working with this guy. He's fucking like vapid, boring. It's like, oh, you're gonna try and pick on me, are you? Just boring. It works over and over again because I can't say, go fuck yourself because I lose my job, you see. You complain to me bosses. So I have to put up with it. So it's like you're at work, but you're also someone's fucking hostage, right? So I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm like, I don't want, forget it. I don't want you. I don't want your custom, mate. You just done me any. Don't ring up again. I can bar people, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like you're gone now. I'll just get your account shut down. I know. So can you shut this account down so no one can access it again? Why? They're fucking barred. Barred? Yeah, they're fucking barred. I've barred them. Any questions? Come back to me. Oh yeah, do that. Bar them, shut the account down, and tell anyone who's asked a question about it to come and find me. And it'd be me like, I'm like, too much work, fucking nut job. This is a nutter. It's like, you lot from, you lot around, you management types who've come working here straight from university. It's like, you don't know fucking crazy. Like, we know crazy from the pub. You don't know crazy, you don't know what it's like. It's like you don't understand why people get fucking battered in the real world. There are those in this world who wear it like a badge that's just exactly what they're after and exactly what they need, but we're not allowed to give it to them. And you not being able to give it to them, they're stood there going, ha, 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 you want to kill me, don't you? Ha, ha, ha. So I get to see the one day, right, where I learned this game, I learned this grift that we're seeing so much of now in the internet age. I learned it in the analog age. One day it's like, there's someone in reception for you, waiting for you. Oh yeah, and it's like they want to fuck, but the people think it's funny who I work with, so they're, oh no, just go down, and it's Brian, and he's got this yellow summer dress on that looks like it came from like maybe Matalan. You know, at the time the discount cheap clothes place was Matalan. You get a dress there for £3 or £4, and he's wearing this yellow summer dress, and he's a hairy bloke with a fucking wig on, summer dress, and like eyeshadow on, like like if I was, like makeup shotgun. Like when young girls who are like 13 and 14 first find mum's makeup and they try to put it on, and they don't just cake it, but they just put some blue here and they put some lippy on, and done the cheeks, readied the cheeks up. Well, this guy had done that. He'd been in front of, he'd taken his maybe a few hours of putting on makeup experience, and he put it to work. It's like women think now, do they, are doing a bit of makeup on themselves. It's like, but it's kind of it's a skill they've built up, isn't it, over a period of time. It is. There's a skill level involved. It's like to get someone else to do it. To draw someone else's face on them. They pay a fortune for it. They're going for a big night out. Women these days don't just get their hair done; they get the makeup done as well before they go. Pay proper money for it. So it's like this guy with his fucking probably the wrong brush, sticking mascara on his eyelashes so they stick together, and then eyeliner, and then great big blue and lipstick and a bit of little straw hat on top of his wig, and he's had a shave, right? But you can tell that you could never shave him close enough so he didn't look like he had a beard. He had what we call a 5 o'clock shadow. You know, it's grey. Your face is grey because it's fighting its way through, and it's so thick. Well, he had one of them going on. Oh, good afternoon. And these two sap women who were like a couple of sexual predators, like divorcee type, who were just sat there each other talking about dick all day, who were receptionists who were like, whoa. They were a pair of dangerous women, and they thought everyone was brilliant. So this bloke comes in and they're like, oh, little puppy. They're like that. They're fawning over this bloke. Oh, I get like you know the way it really. Oh, okay. So what's your name? Gloria. So this guy calls me down, and it's like, oh, I just wanted to meet you. I just wanted to come and meet you in person. I just wanted to have a word, and you know, have a way up with the person I'm dealing with. And it's like, you're crazy. It's like I get to have a look at the person that I'm dealing with as well, and it's like I've seen fucked up, but you are fucked up. And I was offish, and I dealt with it in the best way I possibly could, which was to say, look, mate, you waste a lot of my time. I haven't got time to be coming down. I'm a working man here. I haven't got time to be coming down to reception to meet up and greet with customers. It's just not something we do. So thanks for coming, but bye, right? And I'm like, fuck this. And then he starts crying and mourning the minute I turn me back to the two girls on the reception desk. Manipulates them. Did you see how he just treated me? Absolutely no respect. It's like, is he a bit sexist or something? It's like, does he hate women? So, well, he's single. He must hate women. There's something wrong with him. And this is a bloke in a dress. And these sap women on reception desk out front, they're like, well, you know, it takes, some people just don't get it. They sided with him. It's like when push come to shove, when they tried to get me in trouble for it, they backed his story. We had to pull the video to clear my name when I'm saying, this is fucked up. And I'm like, right, go and get the CCTV video of the front reception of this bloke walking in with sundress on. And they've got it, and I'm looking at, I know what it looks like, and I'm looking at my bosses who are sat opposite looking at the screen, and as soon as the guy walks in through the door, they like laugh so much that they squat down. There's a bloke with £2 worth of dress on with a fucking floppy hat. In he comes, right? But this was on the back up of letter sent to HR department complaining about me for my misogynistic attitude, conduct. Signed off, Gloria. So as soon as they get it, then women in the HR department get this letter. It's an email. Get this email from Gloria. They're like, he's been abusive to a woman. Sexist. And these HR department feminists are like fucking Nazis. They want blood. And I'm like, no, he was called Brian last week. You're a sexist, you're a misogynist, you've verbally abused this woman. No, right? That's a guy. You've read it, and at the bottom it's written in the perspective of a woman, and at the bottom of it it's signed off a woman, but I can tell you with 100% certainty that Brian is a man. He's writing to you to get me sacked. He's already had the contacts in the system updated so they don't mention his name. And it all says Gloria, so he in fact is a woman on paper, so he can boss people around and accuse them of being misogynist because he wants to teach them a lesson because they don't bend to him and find him a bit fucking boring, and let him know. You're wasting your time, mate. I'm going to punish that big fucker. See, only got off with not being sacked when they pulled up the video and saw the fucking bloke walking through the door. Then it became one of the funniest jokes. But between them, the HR guy, the HR department, and in sort of working to and in cahoots with those fucking idiots on reception. Oh, they were for taking my. They were coming for my job. They wanted to sack me. I've been accused of misogyny against a bloke called Gloria, who'd been wasting my fucking time for months and bugging me. I didn't make a single penny off that customer because he never had anything to buy, just had a load of fucking things to say. So I get that. Crafty, ruthless, playing a name game like a fraudster. But he tried to get me sacked by cracking on her a woman in writing. You could never get away with cracking on her a woman in person because it's like you break your ass laughing even now. Break your ass laughing even now at that one to see. It's like, why do you only ever spend £2 or £3 on the fucking clothes you use for this act? Point to something. There was a tweet last week from Sasha, Lucy Brown's fiance, Sasha Bailey. He put it. He turned up for him and Lucy turned up for that Graham Linehan thing, and it went up amongst people who were there and said, "Did you pick up that smell that came from the trans activists on that row all sat together?" Says, what was the smell? It's just like, and I speculated as to what the smell might be. It's like, you mean that smell you get on clothes that have been stored for a long time in a damp wardrobe and only come out every now and then and need to be aired for a day or two before you wear them? That smell, that sort of damp smell, that damp wardrobe smell. I'm like, is it that smell? And he's like, yeah, that and BO. And it's like, yeah, well, what happens is, right, your old clothes that are dry clean only, that you only wear every now and then, right, like suit jackets. Once you've worn a suit jacket, you should decide whether you're going to get it cleaned when you take it off, because when you put it back on and it starts to air and it gets some heat to it and the moisture starts to move around, you will stink of last year's fucking BO. And that's what Sasha came back with. Yeah, the damp smell and BO. It's like, oh, almost as if these people have got costumes they wear just when it suits them to wear them. Oh, don't bother washing me woman clothes. I only put them on every couple of months. They smell like guys at funerals. Guys at funerals. It's like, yeah, that black suit you own. You get it out for a funeral. Last time you wore it might have just been for a funeral. And did you get it cleaned? Or did you just take it off and throw it in wardrobe thinking, no, I only wore it for a day and it's just a jacket and pants. And then you put it on a year later and it smells a bit of damp. And once you get it warmed up, about 20 minutes into the day, you start to stink your last year's sweat as well. And it's like, yeah, it's like that's what's going on. These guys get into costume and turn up. This is just a way of bullying from behind the safety of a computer screen and having the backing of the state, because when you get in contact, because basically on paper you're a woman, in writing you can be a woman, and they can just sell the first person on. I've been misogynistic behaviour, and it's like, can a man, when he's lost an argument, or if someone's had a word with him about something, can he say, this guy's committed a hate crime? When you just no, but if you put a frock on or play the game, yeah, you've got absolute power. On paper, you're a woman. So it's like, I saw it play, and it like be like 25 years ago, if that had happened to me 20 years ago, there wouldn't have been any question. My bosses, the ones who made the actual decision whether to sack me or not for this terrible misogyny against a bloke. These days, they probably wouldn't even look at the fucking vid. They wouldn't take a minute to find out that I'm telling the truth. And it'd probably make it worse. So definitely trans then. People aren't as brave as they once were. You're gone. Fucking gone. You just need one of those people to just say a bloke writing a letter as a woman. Sign it off with a woman's name, because they can do that. It's like all along I've been shouting about this. It's like, you've just enabled the worst psychos in the world who just jump on the bandwagon. I don't care what they are. It's like, but if you're someone who sets about using those kind of powers you've been given for your own gain, it's evil. There's a lot of that amongst that crew. People who've just jumped on it because they're evil people who like hurting people. Like to do harm, makes them feel important. They like to shock people. Makes them get off on it. We're gonna shock them to the bones. Ah. It's like these guys are addicted to some fucking queer things. Like ripping into people, like humiliating them. Like being combative, knowing that any second they want to, they can just whip out the fucking trans card. Whack. Oh, it's because I'm trans, is it? Alright then. You instantly lose. Anything from that moment on can be taken down and used as evidence. Well, that's not even required either. They only have to be able to tell the police that they feel that their feelings have been hurt and they're a member of a protected minority, and the police, the paperwork, the thing in writing compels them to go and act. 25 years have been onto this. 25 for me. And it's like, I'm not saying I've been out on my own on it. It was a fringe thing at first, but it's like fucking trans people, like fucking dickhead. So it's like I have a lasting, when the trans thing comes up, what comes into my head immediately? What do I always think of first? Where does my heart go? What feeling do I get when this shit's invoked? Where does my PTSD take me? All the way back to Gloria. When I come to realise, wow, you just played a hell of a name game there, love. It's like you got an ex-cop, a fucking Nazi feminist in our HR department. Wants me sacked because you just signed off as a woman. Because you signed the letter as a woman, and if you walked in through the front door and she saw you, she wouldn't be, I don't think, so keen to jump on your side, but she just takes it as read. Ooh! It's like, be careful, saying in this age of the internet, that impersonating, pretending to be a woman for the benefits of how you'd be better treated on the internet, it just gained a life of its own, didn't it? And then a new wave of fucking nutcases came along when people got it in to find out that it was even the best strategy to fuck with people to pretend to be kids. Even better strategy. And all enabled. It's like those who didn't spot that these laws they'd written could be terribly abused. They've got to have been benefit of the doubt fucking hippie lefty fucking twats who wouldn't believe it true if you told them what people are capable of. so wrapped in ideology as to you've already decided who the good guys and the bad guys are. And it's all based on sexual preference. You can't tell me that it wasn't just a deliberate thing put into law. Really. You say when you start doing the maths of it. How the fuck could they have not realised that it was something that would be extremely easy to abuse? I think it was made easy to be abused, to be a weapon for those who knew about it. A club. And who would be so ruthless as to mislead the police to get someone else in trouble? Who would do that? Who would do that? It's like plenty of people do that. You get on the wrong side of them. It's the first thing they'll reach for. But if you weigh up how stupid you'd have to be not to realise that would be the outcome. The thing we see today where Linners has got himself proper banged up because a bloke on the internet took umbrage to him saying, fuck 'em. As if, fuck 'em, dismissive. Fuck 'em is a dismissive saying, isn't it? It's a term, it's a phrase. Fuck 'em means, fuck 'em. It's dismissive, aloof. Fuck 'em. Well, some trans guy, bloke, cracks on he's a woman, as a woman, has got in contact with the police and said he's encouraging that people rape trans activists. And because he's seen it as that and that's his feelings, Linehan's committed a terrible crime. Is there anyone yet who doesn't understand or get how this has got out of hand? And is there anyone out there who can still defend this? Can still defend all these laws they've put in place that make it so some people can abuse others like this? And it just be a personal choice, personal preference. And then once upon a time there was really only the black guy who got to play that game. And then they expanded it to all the freaks. Black guys are not freaks, you know what I mean? And as well as that, I understand it and know it firsthand that they've all faced a bit of offish racism, whether it be habitual or, just dyed in the wool, or others who use it as a cop-out or excuse, or then others who just like to wind people up and reach for it. So they do know there's such thing as racism. Yeah? And they do when they sniff it out in its raw form, they do well to report it, because that guy probably treats everyone like shit. Losing strategy in life is racism. All you can ever do is build a little gang of racists. Being a racist, it's all you attract. Other racists, and they're dumb as fuck too. They like to hate outward against imaginary enemies a lot. So it's like they're giving the devil his due. There's them around, but once they expanded it to any crackpot practically who's willing to, if he's willing to socially burn himself with all his family and friends by telling the world he's called Gloria and putting pictures of himself wearing a £2 worth of sundress and a floppy hat, fucking Lulu type fucking glasses and shit. Like an old man's face with fucking wig on. So you have to, if you're willing to just burn yourself, shock everyone around you by coming out as a woman and all that shit, you can join. The compensation you get for burning yourself and just letting the world know you're a fucking fantasist and a liar is that you get access to these powers to bully and abuse. You will always get a fucking refund.